Yeah.
So we are here at Vienna Comic Con with Matt Ryan, actor of Constantine, the TV series, and also Justice League Dark animated. So first question, so I'm going to ask you questions from Hungarian fans mostly.
Okay, cool.
A lot of Hungarian fans ask questions from you. So
sure, shoot.
First question is, how did you prepare for the role?
Well, what's great about doing a character like Constantine is, you know, you've got so much source material. So it was basically reading comics, and that was my day job. You know, when I was preparing for it, I'd wake up in the morning and read comics. So you know, it's quite a fun job when you get to do things like that. And yeah, so I tried to glean as much as I could about the character. I took from the physicality of the panels. You know, there's lots of different artists and writers who have drawn him and written him, and it was kind of picking out certain elements that we wanted to kind of bring to the fore in him. And what's interesting is kind of the walk I have for him kind of comes from the panels, you know. And I used to kind of carry a comic book around with me the whole time, and if I was...
Which one was it?
It depended on whatever one I was reading, and because I was trying to work my way through them, and I would just open the comic book and see a panel, you know, and it would give me some kind of inspiration for the role.
Is there a favorite of yours?
Yeah, man.
Can I ask?
Yeah, it's the Dangerous Habits one. It's just my favourite one, and I would have loved to have been able to go to that place in the TV show.
Yeah.
But such as it was, it didn't happen. But that's my favourite run of the comics. Yeah, and actually the first one I read.
Oh, okay.
The first ones I read. Yeah.
So the first one is the Real Charm, then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It hooked me in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So rumors say that you might be appearing on Legends of Tomorrow. So is it not a rumor anymore?
It's not a rumor. No, it's official. I think we were going to try and keep it quiet until because I think I'm appearing at the end of just before the mid-season break, and then they were going to try and keep it quiet until then. But the news broke, and the cat's out of the bag. And I've literally just finished filming it, and it was a great fun to work with all those guys, and I'm really excited to see the episode. It was really well written. They really got some of John's cadence, you know, and so it'd be fun to see.
Did you have to do anything differently than in the original Constantine TV series, than the first season?
No, the character is pretty much the same. I mean, you know, throughout, you know, all of the different mediums I've played him, the DNA of the character is something that, you know, I've tried to stay true to, and I think all the writers of these various projects have tried to stay true to as well. And so yeah, it's very much kind of the same DNA of the character that I've played before.
So I've just seen the JLA Justice League Dark.
Oh right, yeah.
JLD.
Yeah, JLD.
JLD. The animated one. And
what do you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. If do you think it's a direct like continuation of the TV series? Because to me it seemed definitely like it's in a straight line, like. After the season one, it's...
Yeah, I didn't really think of it like that. I kind of took it as its own kind of standalone series, story. I mean, what's great is, you know, with comic books in general, you know, how writers can kind of change him from storyline to storyline, or, you know, adapt to certain kind of different storylines they want to explore. And I just kind of took it as its standalone thing, but I suppose you could think of it as a continuation. I think that the TV show itself kind of, you know, is its own thing, and then him in the Arrowverse is kind of the same Constantine, but, you know, in terms of where he is in that storyline is slightly unclear, but you know, hopefully we get a chance to explore him further down the line and it'll become more clear.
Yeah. And how did you like voice acting? How is it different to regular acting?
It's really good fun, man, because you can just wear your pajamas and the beanie, and like, you know, you don't have to be in hair and makeup. You don't have to dye your hair blonde, you know. It's yeah, it's really good fun, and you're in a booth all day, and you're literally having such a laugh. It's with all the directors and with the director and all the engineers and stuff. And I really wanted to I really wanted to play one of the demons, you know, because I like to do different voices and stuff. So I asked them if, when we did the Constantine animated series, which will be on next year, I believe,
Oh, okay.
I asked them if I could play one of the demons. So I do a few other voices in there, so that was really good fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you also play on the stage as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you compare like TV series, voice acting, and you also do mockups for Assassin's Creed, right? So how do these compare to each other? I mean, do you have to prepare differently, or how does it work?
Yeah, I think one of the most luckiest things I've been able to do in my career is be able to bounce between the mediums, you know. And I come from a theatre background, but then doing some film work, some telly work, and then, you know, mocap, and I did some radio plays, and I love, you know, I've just finished doing a play in London, and I'm like, okay, I don't really want to do a play again right now, I want to do something, and then I'm straight back into TV, you know, and I really do love the opportunity that I have to be able to bounce between mediums. And you do have to prepare differently, I think, for different mediums. There's different styles and different techniques. I tend to kind of, after I've done a play, it takes me like, you know, a couple of scenes to get back into working with the camera, you know, because your audience is in front of you, and then, you know, you've got a camera in your face, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? And the same as when I go from theatre from TV as well, you know, you then have to change your performance slightly to play to a different audience. So there are different techniques that you use, but I love that because it's a challenge and it keeps you on your toes and keeps you busy.
And to stick with the Assassin's Creed and the mocap, so how does this look like in real life?
It's funny, man, like, you know, you turn up on the first day, you're in this really tight lycra suit with all these dots on you and things drawn on your face, and you meet your fellow co-stars and you're like, hi, and there's you know, there's no getting over the fact you're wearing this very, very tight onesie, you know, and then you go to work, and it's great. You're in a big room with about 80 cameras, or however many cameras,
wow,
infrared cameras around you, and you got a camera stuck on your face here, and you go to work. And what's interesting is everything that's in the game itself is just a stick. They just use sticks with these little baubles on them. So the stick can be a gun, it can be a sword. So you really have to use your imagination, and
what you're actually holding.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can forget what it is. You're like, oh, actually, it's a drink right now, and you don't know. But what's great is, you know, you really have to kind of trigger that part of your imagination that, you know, you did when you were a kid. You know, and acting is so much about imagination and getting in touch with that creative part of yourself. And it was really good fun to do that. I felt like a little kid again. It's great.
And did you actually play the game all the way through the end, or?
No, I haven't finished it. I'm really bad at it, man. I play it though. I jump in every now and then and go for a sail, but I can't get past the forts. I'm just not very good in the ship. I'm okay on land, but I know what happens, obviously. But I haven't got to finish it all. I mean, it's a huge game. It's a huge game, but I'm looking forward to playing the new one as well, Origins, which I've just downloaded on my PS4.
But you're not in that one?
I'm not in that one, no. I'm going to see what it's like, yeah.
So there's this funny last question from an artist who's present here.
Yeah.
He asked, did you also have a punk band like Constantine did in his youth?
Did I? In real life? Do you know what? I was in I used to live with a couple of friends of mine, and we used to put on top hats and tails and eye makeup and go and do open mic night sessions in Camden Town, you know, and we used to call ourselves the Kings of Camden. We did that for a little while. We were pretty bad.
Cool name.
Yeah, we were pretty bad though. We were pretty bad, but it was a lot of fun. You know, a lot of fun in my 20s. Yeah, but not quite. We weren't quite mucous membrane. We weren't quite as punk as that. You know. Yeah.
And lastly, can you tell us anything about the new Constantine animated series, like
yes.
anything with?
So it's based on a comic book run called All His Engines, and it's where John goes to Los Angeles, and it's really good. I mean, what's interesting about doing the animation is you get the script and you read the script and you get so excited, but then you don't know what, you know, you're not physically doing it, so it's just going to be so exciting to see once they've put the animation to it, and yeah, I can't wait to see that. You know.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, should be fun.
Can't wait. Okay, thank you very much for the
Thank you.
interview.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.